everyone, Fo here, and in today's video we're going to discuss what is my secret to my defined curls. I ran into someone at the store and they were like, what's the secret? So let's go ahead and get into that. So first things first, this is like 4-day-old hair. I don't know what the back looked like. This is like 4-day-old hair, and it did get rained on a little bit, and the camera's actually not doing my hair justice. So let's get right into it. I would say the biggest secret for me with my curl defining is I've been doing the same type of hair care over and over and over for over 3 years now. And so what does that hair care include? That hair care includes making sure that my hair is free of product that would interfere with how well my hair takes in water, or how well my hair takes in water to curl. That's important. How well my hair takes in water to curl. So making sure my hair is free of product that would interfere with that process. Making sure to cleanse my hair as gently as possible, condition my hair to the best of my ability. And I'm saying things like to the best of my ability because I have gone through a pretty rough journey of only being able to use fragrance-free and unscented products. And so you can imagine what that is like with me having tight curls. Very hard. But so sometimes I would just have to use stuff that was the best that I could find at the moment. So that lets you know that there's no secret recipe to my hair looking the way it does. When it comes to a lineup of products, because I've had to do different things due to my sensitivity and my sensitive skin and stuff like that. I had to use stuff that my doctor recommended and things like that. So I've conditioned my hair to the best of my ability throughout the years, and I use styling products that will help me hold my definition, right? And when I started out with defining my curls, I didn't think that I could have defined curls. I had been told by a hairstylist that I couldn't have defined curls. And so I started out with doing loose finger coils. And I'll put an old video down below in the description and in the comments if you need it as well, of how I used to take my hair and I would twirl it to bring the curls together, because that's what I thought I had to do. I thought that all the strands were doing different things. They weren't going to clump cohesively into defined curls. But I started to learn from curl artists in 2019 about how to set my curls. And so some of the biggest takeaways that I took from them is your hair has to be free of things that can interfere with how your hair can take in water to curl. So that meant that I had to learn about using a clarifying shampoo, or a shampoo that is deeper cleansing. So I've known about clarifying shampoos for years before I heard from curl artists, but I never understood why I would want to use a stripping, deep cleansing shampoo that tangled my hair, made my hair feel horrible, and made my hair feel dry. I didn't understand why I would want to do something like that. But I learned from curl artists that it's great for me to use that every once in a while, maybe once a month or every other month, to give my hair a reset. So that reset helps with how my hair takes in water. And water, when my hair takes in water a certain way, it helps my hair curl better. So I learned about that. I learned the importance more so from myself, from personal experience. I learned the importance of making sure that I'm not always using a very stripping cleanser, because then that could cause dry hair, and dry hair doesn't curl well. So I put in a video from maybe like a year or two ago where I discussed different cleansers and how I realized that I need to always use a moisturizing cleanser where necessary. So something to keep in mind, I wash my hair really often. So I wash my hair every 3 to 5 days due to my sensitive skin and all my sensitivities. So I use a moisturizing cleanser every 3 to 5 days. If you don't wash your hair as often as me, say you wash your hair every 7 days, you may not have the same situation as me. And also it depends on the type of styling products that you use. So you would need to use an appropriate cleanser. So I learned that I need to use, so there are different types of cleansers. There are cleansers that are very deep cleansing, like clarifying. That's a reset button, so my hair can take in water better. There are cleansers that aren't super duper deep cleansing, like a clarifying, but they may be too deep for how often I wash my hair, and that's every 3 to 5 days. And then there are moisturizing cleansers. They may be co-washes, they may be low lather cleansers. I typically stick with low lather cleansers. Because of the sensitive scalp situation, I have to be careful with the heaviness of stuff on my scalp. My hair might love it, but my scalp might not. So there might be co-washes, low lather cleansers, or things called moisturizing shampoos. And so I use those every 3 to 5 days. And if you're somebody that you're not using heavy creams or raw oils that you picked up from a grocery store or raw butters, then you may be able to use your moisturizing shampoo like every 7 days on your hair. But if you're somebody that uses heavier things, then you might need a gentle deep cleansing shampoo. And that heavier thing could also be, well, let's stick with shampoo. Let's start there. So I learned the importance of different types of shampoo and and this all ties back into curl definition, okay? So just stay with me. So I learned the importance of different types of shampoo. Something that I had to realize for myself is really the importance of making sure my hair was properly nourished and conditioned. So a conditioner that I use has to leave my hair soft, it has to leave my hair supple, it has to help me with detangling. So wherever you are, so I'm not naming specific products right now because I'm trying to speak more generally because I'm not sure where you are in the world or what's accessible to you. So a conditioner that is softening to my hair can help set me up for better styling when it comes to my curl definition, right? So a conditioner that's softening, nourishing, and doesn't leave behind a bunch of coating on my hair. So that I learned that was important for my curl definition. So the next thing that I had to learn about when it came to defining my curls was products that actually help hold the curls. And so that's when I started to learn about gels. Only thing I knew about gels were that they were drying and they made my hair crunchy. That's what I used to know, but I didn't know that there were different ways that you could use gels. So many different ways you could use gels. And so yeah, gels can help hold and define your curls. And so your gel combination that you use, whether it's a leave-in conditioner and a gel, or some people, they use more classic gels. So classic gels are the classic ones that I used to run away from and think that they were drying and think that they cause flaking and things like that. So I wanted to provide some examples of classic gels, not for you to purchase these, but just so you know what I'm talking about when I say a classic gel. So what these gels have in common is they don't have a lot of botanical extracts or ingredients that are focused on moisture. They may have some in there that are focused on moisture, but not a whole lot. And these products also contain gelling ingredients that aren't botanical, such as PVP, VP copolymer, those sort of things. I've noticed that people in tropical climates, I've noticed that quite a few people in tropical climates, they swear by more classic gels and they have great experiences with classic gels. So also something else to think about with classic gels, sometimes they contain a higher amount of protein or strengthening ingredients, and that can impact different people's hair different ways. So classic gels work for different people based on different circumstances. So I'll get more into that in the next clip. Me, in a moderate climate, I haven't had positive experiences. I haven't had positive experiences with the more classic gels, and that doesn't mean that they're bad. And also some curl artists, they don't favor what we call classic gel, or what I'm calling a classic gel. But a botanical gel is often what a lot of curl artists here in the States that help with curl defining, they prefer. And so those botanical gels often contain a lot of humectants or ingredients that are juicy, like aloe vera, slippery elm, marshmallow root, okra. Think of how juicy those things are. And they help attract and hold water in the hair. And so that's a lot of curl artists here, their preference, because they believe it helps with more hydration and helping to hold more moisture in the hair, and they rinse away easier than some of your more classic gels. So here's that example clip again of some botanical gels. Once again, You don't need to purchase any of these. These are just examples. So a lot of people love botanical gels, a lot of consumers, a lot of professionals, and there are also some concerns from consumers and professionals when it comes to botanical gels. Depending on what climate someone's in, sometimes botanical gels don't perform the best. But there are some gels that have been created to address those concerns, like the Ember Naturals on the very end. It works great with humidity from what I've seen and from a lot of people's testimonies when it comes to that gel. And also another concern with botanical gels is they're sometimes really hard to access. They're hard to get shipped to certain places. The cost is too high sometimes for people that would like to enjoy those gels. Also, when it comes to performance of botanical gels, sometimes botanical gels, they're harder to apply, or they have a higher, steeper learning curve for some people when it comes to them as opposed to more classic gels. And then also with botanical gels, sometimes they require a lot of water. And depending on where a person is living, they may not be able to use water in the way that is required to be able to use a botanical gel effectively. So botanical gels, they have their pros and their cons for people. I have a video of me using botanical gels that are recommended by curl artists down below, and so I'll leave a link for that. I don't have any videos, unfortunately, of me using like a classic gel combination. And there are also gels that are in between your more classic gels and your botanical gels. Okay, so here are some examples of what I call hybrid gels. So what these gels have in common is they have a lot of ingredients that are focused on moisture, and those ingredients may be botanical, they may be a mixture of botanical and not botanical, they're humectants. And these products also contain gelling ingredients that aren't botanical, such as carbomer, PVP, and things like that. And so these gels, what I often hear about hybrid gels is sometimes, not all the times, depending on how they're created, but sometimes people have found luck with them when they have tight curls or more afro-y hair. They found luck with these gels being less drying than classic gels, but still providing the benefits that classic gels have when it comes to actually holding the hair and producing results when it comes to the finish, and also maybe not being as difficult to apply or learn how to apply when it comes to a learning curve. And I've also heard concerns with these sort of gels that they could also be drying, or they could lead to buildup on the hair or unnecessary residue on the hair that is a little bit harder to remove or happens a little bit quicker than someone would desire when it comes to how often they're washing their hair and what they're washing their hair with. So, yeah. It's a little sticky, so I hope I'm explaining it to you in a way where I'm really breaking it down. So, and then there are also foams. Some people use foams, and I never knew in the past to use foams to help define my curls. Foams for me, because of my hair characteristics, don't provide a lot of longevity. A foam is giving me a day or two from what I've experienced, unless I do the light finger coiling. But some people are able to use foams by themselves, but you have to be mindful of your hair. How often are you washing your hair? Foam is a product that voluminizes the hair oftentimes, holds water differently than a gel. And so for some people, if you're saying I'm gonna go 7 days with a foam for defining my curls, that might be drying to some people's hair. Or you might live somewhere in a climate that is drier, so you might benefit from more juicy stuff on your hair, you know, from a more, whatever your combination may be, more juicy gel, leave-in, whatever the case combination that you want to use on your hair. And I just really hope that some professional resources, if you need them, can give you a head start no matter where you are in the world. So maybe you could look at some of the free resources from April of Wash to Go. She doesn't do all her styling in the shower, because I know you probably have seen a lot of people that are doing their curl definition, they're doing it in the shower. April, she shows how she washes her hair outside. She does wash and goes with Wetline Extreme. There's also Carmenville Conway of Brown Skin Women on Instagram, and you could check her out, her free resources and also her resources that you can pay for. And you could see how she's putting together product combinations and things like that. And I know that she used to have a free product guide. Maybe that's still available, but I know that she's coming up with another product guide, and she's looking into products that are more affordable. It is very Western centric, very United States centric, but that still might be a resource to you wherever you're located. So Carmenville Conway of Brown Skin Women. And so yeah, how I cleanse, how I condition, how I use styling products with hold. Not trying to flip y'all off. Use styling products with hold. And so when I initially started out with wearing wash and goes, my hair was very fluffy. That's a nice word. It was very fluffy. And even when I would set it with my gels and things like that, I was actually setting it with 2 gels, but my definition wasn't lasting because it just didn't last. Over time, as I kept doing the wash and goes over and over, my definition with products with hold began to last longer. And so I also had to remove things from my hair care that were an impediment for me for the way that my hair takes in water. Emphasis on impediment for me because it might not be an impediment for you with the way that your hair takes in water and defines. So I had henna in my hair, and so I got all my hair cut off and started from scratch because basically all my hair was hennaed. And I got all my hair cut off and started from scratch. And you may not need to do that if you use henna and you want to wear your curl definition, because that doesn't apply to everybody. But I know that with my hair is very sensitive to things on it that aren't conducive to the type of styling that I'm doing. My hair is very, very sensitive. Like, I'll give an example. Even if I use a conditioner that has like a little bit of what's called a silicone in it, if I use a conditioner, like for example, with a little bit of silicone in it or a little bit extra when it comes to that layer, and it's not a silicone that rinses away easier with water or is water soluble, my hair will recognize it. And after, when I go to define my curls, they won't define as well. So my hair is everything is sensitive about me. I have sensitivity, I have sensitive skin, I have sensitive hair, baby. So for me, henna impacted the way my curls showed up, my natural curl pattern. So I decided to get my hair cut and start over from scratch. Not everybody has to do that. I also eliminated raw oils and butters from my hair care. So when I say raw, I mean like an olive oil, like straight olive oil from the store or straight shea butter. I eliminated those things from my hair care so that my hair can take in water in a way that the curl definition would pop more, right? So I eliminated raw oils and butters, but I still use products with oils and butters in them. And if I'm not able to use a product with an oil or butter in it, then I opt for products with, and the reason why I may not be able to use products with oils and butters in them sometimes is because of the sensitive scalp. I have to be careful with the heaviness of things for my scalp, even if my hair enjoys it, because my hair enjoys some rich products, baby, as a person of African descent. But even if I'm using a product that doesn't have raw oils and butters in it and it's supposed to be nourishing, so if it's a conditioner, if it's a gentle shampoo, then I look for ingredients like things called fatty alcohols, right? So fatty alcohols are non-drying alcohols. They're derived from oils and butters. And so you can look those up. Fatty alcohols, I'll give an example of a name like acetyl alcohol or a sterile alcohol. Those are like fatty, juicy alcohols, conditioning agents derived from oils and butters. Or, a squalene or a lighter oil in a product. So even if I'm having to move away from products with heavier oils and butters, I'm still using a product that has something in it that is conditioning to my hair, right? And that's not a full list of the types of things I look for. So I also will look for in products an oil and butter maybe lower down if it's one that's a little heavier, or just a lighter oil and butter in the product. Let me know if you have any questions about what I'm talking about. But so even though I'm not using raw oils and butters, I'm still finding ways to condition my hair. And so I found ways to condition my hair that don't interfere with how my hair takes in water for the purpose of me wearing my defined curls. Right? So, and that looks different for everybody. That looks different for everybody. You know, like I think if I didn't have a sensitive scalp, I would likely if I didn't have a sensitive scalp, I would likely be doing something that Sam Heidi, I'm not sure if that's her name, but Sam Heidi Studio, I would be doing something similar to what she does. And that's after she does the wash and go, after she sets a person's hair in defined curls with like mousse and gel, or styling foam and gel, if you want to get technical, she then goes in with a serum at the end, just to give it a little bit of, because my mom actually growing up, she used to spray my hair with oil sheen when she finished the style. And that's what it reminds me of, going in with the serum at the end. So I don't see anything wrong with like a serum or something like that. It just, if you're using things properly. But some people, they have luck with using raw oils and raw butters and defining their curls. But there are a lot of people that have found better luck with not using the raw ingredients and defining their curls. And I know some people will say, well, can't you wash those things out of your hair? Like if you use like a raw shea butter or use an olive oil, or the problem is you just need to wash it out properly. That could be the case for some people. And also for some people, if they have sensitive hair, like your girl, my hair is very sensitive, then my hair is reactive to how it interacts with water after I've applied an oil the heavier oils that I've tried. And I'm not interested in trying any lighter raw oils right now because of the sensitive scalp issue. So even with rinsing it out, shampooing it out, my hair is reactive when I then go to define my curls, and it's not able to curl as tightly or the way I would like for it to show all its wonderful natural glory with me using raw oils and butters. But yeah, if I was a mini twist natural, if I was a natural that was wearing mini twists, mini braids, those sort of things, twist outs, and I didn't have the sensitive scalp, then it would probably be a lot easier for me to incorporate raw oils and butters or products heavy in oils and butters into my routine. Yeah. So I hope that I provided a lot of information. Please let me know if you have any questions. Please let me know if you have any questions. Speak up. If you have any questions down below. Something else that I want to say. So with products, if you want to know what products I use, you don't care that they're fragrance free, you don't care that they may not be the most accessible, then you can check out my Patreon, and you would need to sign up for a membership. Not just join, you need to sign up for a membership to get really detailed information on the products that I use, and also get the opportunity for me to explain things to you and discuss your product use with you and things like that. So just to make sure things are well understood, because what works for one person, what works for me, may not be good for your hair. Especially with my routine, it's different from a lot of people, where I wash my hair every 3 to 5 days. The person that washes their hair every 7 days would likely have different cleansers that they use, different gels that they use to help create the longevity that they want. So different things work for different people, and it doesn't have to be so complex. I know it sounds complex, but once you get the hang of it, it's really not that hard. It's not that hard. And if you need help figuring out your wash and go combos, I did create a video on wash and go recipes that can help you figure out how to combine your gels, your leave-ins, your creams, your foams, however you want to combine things to do your wash and go. That video could be helpful, and that should be popping up. So you can go ahead and click on that video to help you with coming up with your own wash and goes. So I hope that this video was super helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. For my fragrance-free folks, I have a free list of fragrance-free products down below. Once again, please make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. I'll put them somewhere on the screen. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.